Watch who?
Hello, and welcome to Two Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
I could go for the obvious intro here about saying don't blink. I did think about it. I was like, I can't do that. We can't just do that, can we?
What is your intro, Mark?
Well, instead of an
Is
intro...
your intro, I'm not doing an obvious intro?
well, yes, it is. But I've got an idea. Instead of doing the intro...
Right.
If I count to 3...
Right. Are we going to have a staring competition?
We have to not blink, okay?
Okay.
Which is going to be great for audio.
I blinked like 15 times and the whole don't blink, so this won't last long.
yeah, I'm thinking it's not going to last.
Staring.
Okay.
You ready, Mark?
Glass is off. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I already blinked. I got wind across my eyes.
Oh, there we are. That's the intro.
I feel like I could go longer now. I suddenly got wind across my eyes and I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't know where to look, into the camera or...
I looked at you.
Okay, I was doing a weird face.
I know. Okay, you ready?
Do you want to try again? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's going on longer now.
Yeah. Oh no, I blinked.
Oh, you blinked.
Told you. Oh. I can't do it.
Oh, that reminds me. I had an eye test the other day.
Right.
You know, my it's literally just come to me.
Chat.
It has literally just come to me. You know where they scan your eye with the diabetic one, where they put drops in your eyes. Yeah, came back so good. I don't have to go every year now. I have to go like every 2 years.
Exciting.
There we go. Talk about don't blink. I don't need to.
I still blink, Mark. Still blink.
It's Blink this week. If anyone hasn't guessed,
Blink.
Big story. Very well known.
Don't blink. Blink and you're dead. Don't turn your back. Don't look away. And don't blink. Good luck.
And also voted one of the best stories ever. I mean, it's a run of episodes.
I knew the one that Carey Mulligan was in was like the top story. So I didn't know when it came up, but as soon as I saw she was in it, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good one.
Well, let's go straight into it. I mean, I had a few other things at the top of the episode, but...
We're in it.
We're in it now. I'll do that at the end of the episode now. There we are. Stay tuned, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, Carey Mulligan, Sally Sparrow, should we just give her Best Supporting Actress Oscar right now? Like, straight away before we even talk about it? Because it's great, isn't it? She's obviously very really well known now. Obviously in, like, I know her from Great Gatsby film.
Yeah.
But this is where she's in...
she's in Bernstein.
Yeah, she's in loads of stuff. And this series is Dr. Light episode. You know, like Love and Monsters last time, where they're like filming 2 at once. So not much Doctor or Martha this time, although they are still in it. But we are following Sally Sparrow. I mean, this is more of my kind of Dr. Light episode. I mean, it's clever how they can try and get around, isn't it? Like with Love and Monsters and telling that kind of story, and then you tell this kind of story. This story actually came from an annual short story for the 9th Doctor, written by Stephen Moffat, and it was like adapted. Stephen Moffat writing all the stories. I think Ross C. Davies has said he's the only writer that Ross C. Davies didn't like interfere with. Or this is all Stephen Moffat, and you can tell that he's going to take over the series. This is such a popular episode. And it's all about time as well, which Stephen Moffat loves. Like, Stephen Moffat does time, like The Girl in the Fireplace and all of that kind of stuff, those kind of themes. He does time like Terry Nation does vague ideas that get turned into stories.
Yeah.
So what did you know about this story?
I just knew it was really popular. Carey Mulligan was in it, and it's the Weeping Angels one. That's literally all I knew.
Because I feel like the Weeping Angels and this story, this is like, you don't need to be a fan to know what they are, what this story is even sometimes. It's the Weeping Angels are like the new series version of like the Daleks, I suppose, the monster that everybody remembers and the story that everyone remembers. And it is
Yeah.
funny that this being like the number one is like the one with like the Doctor in it the least and Martha in it the least.
Because initially, you know, I saw them on the screen, and because we've had a Doctor Light episode before, you know, we got the words, then we see them on the TV screen later in the flat. I know I've jumped ahead a bit here. And that's when I knew I was like, this is a Doctor Light episode. But by that point, I was like already so invested in what this story was. I was like, I feel like I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not being taken down some narrative in the same way that Love and Monsters was.
Yeah, it's a very different type of story. I wonder if this does appeal to a wider audience more because of the less Doctor Who element. Like, you could watch it not being a fan and just still follow the story as like a little short mystery film. I say film, but do you know what I mean? Like a one-off.
It's really scary, like genuinely very scary. The scary element is the things that we see every day, right? The things that live amongst us every day, you know, the things around us, the statues. I mean, there was some that came up in the thing, right, I'm jumping around all over the place, right at the end when they're showing all the statues, you know, like, and I was thinking, I literally know where some of those statues are in Cardiff.
Yeah, I knew you would think of that. I knew it.
Yeah, this idea of like these things that like just exist in our lives and they're there, having this sort of like other, and I think this idea that there's not some superhero figure to save the story. It is being done by just some normal person who's like, what is happening to me? And I think for me, last time, the problem with Love and Monsters was it was monologue driven. You know, he's doing that recording. This, you don't need it. We're not, you know, you kind of you're playing down. And I get that like Love and Monsters is a bit different in that I think that was very Blue Peter. They'd had the Blue Peter competition for it, hadn't they?
Oh, for the monster, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe because of that, they'd sort of downplayed some of the story elements to be like, let's make this a bit more like, I don't know, accessible as well and make it really obvious that how we're telling this story, right? Here it shows like you don't need it. Don't make your audience fools. Just show them a story and let them follow a good character.
And you do need to pay attention in this. It's great, all that the way it's set up. It's so cleverly done with the time and people being going back in the future. And that opening bit with is Sally Sparrow and her friend Kathy, and Kathy going back in time to set up what the Weeping Angels are, what they do. It's a great concept. And it plays with time, and it's only really Stephen Moffat that bothers with time travel in Doctor Who. And this is like the ultimate sort of time travel monster setup. Can I just say, I was so excited when I very first watched this. I remember watching this on iPlayer, so I didn't watch it live. I don't know where I was, but I remember catching up watching this on iPlayer. And Kathy, the actress that plays Kathy, I was so excited because she's great. She is in Cutting It, one of my favourite series.
I don't know what Cutting It is. I'm going to look it up.
So Cutting It was a BBC series starring Sarah Parish, the Rachnos actress, who runs a hair salon in Manchester. And she's there, and her husband is played by Jason Merrills, who used to be in Emmerdale.
God, yeah, I remember his face.
And then there's a rival hairdresser's open up opposite, and it's Amanda Holden and her husband. And then the whole setup is that Sarah Parish's character used to go out with the husband of the rival hairdressers. And there's loads, I mean, Annette Badland's in it as the mother. There's loads of people. Anyway, the girl that plays Kathy is a main character in that series, who is brilliant. And she's actually married to Mark Bonner.
Oh, yeah.
In real life, yeah. Who plays the 11 for Big Finish. Big Finish fans. It's a great cast, and I think she's great.
You mean Mark Bonner?
Yeah, Mark Bonner.
What, Sarah Parish is?
No, the actress that plays Kathy.
Oh, sorry.
The other one. Yeah, so I was really excited for her to be in this episode. Obviously, I hadn't heard of Carrie Mulligan or anyone else in it, but I was like, it's Ruby from Cutting It, and I really wanted her to be in it. But I was really upset when she got zapped back in time. I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be those two, like they say at the beginning, the investigators. I thought it would be both of them together. Sally Sparrow's a brilliant character as well. I mean, like top Doctor Who companion. I mean, she's better than Sarah Jane. Sometimes I think she investigates better than Sarah Jane. I think a lot of the time.
She's a solid character. She does it really well. She doesn't overplay it. It's just the right level.
And she's like a bit of a, I was going to say, I've written down she's an urban explorer going through the empty house.
That was the bit that like, it could have been a bit more fun, but I was like, oh, of course it is. And she's like, oh, I like it because it's sad. And like, I was like, of course you do. We have to have our moments of weakness, shall we say.
Yeah, she basically breaks into that house, doesn't she? She's like taking photos and stuff, and there's bits of statue in the garden and things. I mean, it looks great. I do love an urban explorer video though. Sometimes I do like to watch, on YouTube where it's like, it's like Mr. Blobby's old house or whatever, theme park and stuff, and people are going through. I was going to say, have you been urban exploring?
No.
The only thing I can think of, I was trying to think like, is there a story I can link to this? And I don't know if I've told you this. So at uni, there were these warehouses at the back of our garden, and it was like an old, it was like old factory of some kind. I'm sure I've told you this. And it was all sort of fenced off, and it was like do not enter sort of thing. And I think we were having a barbecue. I don't know, it was someone's idea. Let's go into the old warehouse factory thing. And I was like, do we really need to? But of course, we all climbed through the fence and went in. And we went in and we were sort of looking around, and it probably was quite dangerous. We were doing our Sally Sparrow going around, and we were just about to go up the stairs, and then all these security people came out and held us and called the police. Because apparently there'd been drug dealers and stuff in there, and we went exactly the same route that the drug dealers had been going, so they thought we were the drug dealers. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, it was all fine in the end. They just told us off. Do not do what Sally Sparrow does and break into places, empty places. You know what I mean? But that setup with Kathy and everything, it just explains the whole concept. Doesn't give too much away. It's a really great mystery. And the way that she's reading the letter and then you see it happening, I just think that's it's just so well done. It's just so well written.
It's really fluid.
You're not asking loads of questions. It's sort of enough questions to keep you in the mystery, but it is explaining. You're not left with hang on, what's just happened there?
No, and I think the point, like you say, hang on, let's sneeze again. Oh, sorry. No, and I think the points where, for me, it was that the line where you could see she said, oh, it's closer. You see it coming, then she's gone, and then she's in the past, and I was like, well, why? And I'm always thinking that, and within my next few moments, that's getting answered, or it's not been held onto for so long that I've almost forgotten the question or getting frustrated with it. Oh my gosh, Mark, you're going to struggle editing that. Good luck.
That'll be right. That'll be fine.
Freezing every third word.
Yeah, did you realise that's what the Weeping Angels did?
No. I don't know what I thought they did. I just knew that they were a baddie. I don't know what they did.
Yeah, because they look great as well. And I think it's a mixture of...
They look amazing. They are so scary because you just see that sort of look. It's when they look at you and they look right at you with that face. They are terrifying. Can you imagine you're just stood there and suddenly there's a statue looking at you like that? You would be terrified.
Because it's a bit like the Autons. I love the Autons because of there's that sort of statuesque sort of thing and they suddenly move. But this is the next level Autons, isn't it? And it's partly actual statues and partly people dressed up like actors in the costumes. You'd never tell, would you, that was actually someone dressed up?
I think do you know, only because I remember getting an email when I worked somewhere asking for 6 particular sized dancers because they wanted them for Weeping Angels. So I knew that Weeping Angels were going to be making a comeback.
Yes, well, I
They
mean,
wanted
after this,
particular sized people.
well, I mean, they do come back at some point eventually, but of course you're going to bring it back after this episode.
Yeah. I'm talking height, not, and if they wanted them all like the same height.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to be quite uniform with those, with how they look and stuff. And you can actually buy a Weeping Angel, I think they're about £1,000 if you want your own Weeping Angel statue. There is a company out there making them.
Why would you keep that?
I don't know.
Your garden.
Yeah.
For the Uber fans out there, it can pop in your garden.
I don't know what they're made out of, the replicas, but there better be something that you can put out in the garden. The other whole part of this story is the Doctor on the DVD Easter eggs.
Yeah. Which is really clever.
It's very clever, but it also slightly dates the story. It's not a timeless thing, is it? DVD Easter eggs. I mean, I completely forgotten about those. I was so excited. I mean, the Doctor Who DVDs that came out, they used to have Easter eggs. So you used to go on the menu and there'd suddenly be like a green logo or something. And all it would be like the continuity announcements or like the title sequence, like without any text on it or something like that. Compared to what you get on all the Blu-rays nowadays. Back in the day, that was the most exciting thing to find like an Easter egg.
It's just finding things, isn't it, as well?
But it's such a clever... I mean, because at the time, DVDs, I mean, yeah, they're not like... They weren't so common. They hadn't taken over 100%, or maybe they just had around that time, 2007. Only just, though. They were still quite a new thing. So I think that was quite clever to include, like, as a DVD. Does it fully make sense? Because it was Billy that got into the DVD business that made sure the Easter eggs got onto those things, and what suddenly nobody knew about this, like, random thing. I don't know. If you look at it, like, actually how that could happen.
But I feel like it was just a connection. It gave a connection. That's all. He got into that and knew the Doctor.
But then it's so clever as well how the words line up, even when Sally's in the back of the DVD shop and it seems like he's talking to her. How that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That must have taken some working out as well. So we had to be able to say a few lines that made sense for when she was first looking, and then it actually had to make sense within the final conversation that she has. Like, that's so good. And
I guess
really...
you'd just start with a script. You'd make a script, then you'd remove some lines and see how it works by itself. That's the only way I could think you'd make that work.
But also, production-wise, one easy way to get David Tennant in the episode without having to do too much extra filming. Like, he had to just film that once, and that's it. And then you use all those clips, and then he turns up at the end, and, well, in the middle as well. It's so clever to do that. And it feels like he is, because you see him on the screen and bits and pieces, it doesn't feel like the Doctor's completely missing.
No. It does feel like he's present, Martha's present. It feels like they are part of the story. It also feels like its own story, though.
You could just watch this on its own as like a fun...
Like, I can imagine watching this at Halloween. Like a Halloween one-off. Because it is as scary as that.
Because, actually, this is what I found watching it now, because I've seen it so many times. Like, I know it quite well. And this would be one that I've gone back to again and again, because it's a great story. So if I'm watching series 3, I would choose to watch this. And I must have watched it so much. And actually, I think I've watched it too much, because when I was coming back to it, I was like, I just know that there's something about watching the new Who ones again and again. Like, you can watch Keys of Marinus like a million times. There's always something new to see, or, there's so much going on in those episodes. But with a new episode like this, I've watched it so many times. I think I know it too well now to like fully 100% enjoy it. I might need to leave it a really long time before watching it again, because I've just seen it that much. And it's like, there's nothing new there.
No, I can see that. And also, and like, because you haven't got the Doctor there, he is there, but he's not there. It's a very different form of narrative to take. So it feels different, which is why you probably watch it a lot. It almost feels like a bit of a break to watch Doctor Who, but almost have a break almost from Doctor Who in a way. Because it feels part of Doctor Who. But, when you're like, there's always those episodes in series. I'm trying to think, like, the musical episode of that series, or those odd episodes that are like just different, right? And you end up watching those sometimes more because they seem different. You can really love a series, but you watch sometimes one-off ones more because they feel different.
Yeah. Or when she went to the police station, I was
Yeah.
like, this could be a Torchwood episode, sort of.
Yeah.
And then when she was talking to the policeman, I was like, if that was Gwen and then she shagged the policeman, this would be a Torchwood episode. Do you know what I mean? If the Weeping Angels were like extra gory or something, you could have turned that into like
I know exactly what you mean. It's as dark as a Torchwood episode. It could be a Torchwood episode. It is very dark. I did genuinely feel like, whoo, at points. Like, I felt like quite, in a way that, did I with Torchwood? Torchwood was different, though, but it was as grown up as Torchwood in terms of horror and jump.
It's funny because actually, even the last few Doctor Who, this series, this like second half of the series, it does feel a bit dark. Like Human Nature and stuff last week, and even like 42 before. There's sort of like a more maturity to it. All those, when we were doing like the series before with Rose, like The Idiot's Lantern and Love and Monsters and stuff, there was a sort of a lighter silliness to it, which you just don't get with these. It feels like it's grown up so much with these stories.
It does feel grown up, but it doesn't feel like Torchwood grown up, but I feel how it could be a Torchwood story.
I can't imagine like Cassandra or something turning up in this series, or like the Slitheen or something. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a different series to 2 and 1 even.
I wonder if that's supposed to be, I'm guessing, and dare I say it, because we didn't have her name mentioned.
Could be.
But maybe it's supposed to be a reflection of like where the Doctor's at after losing that person. And he's in like a darker mode, and so the adventures are a bit darker. When the previous ones, it's all a bit fun and like, oh, we're doing these silly adventures together, and look at us all, and now we're going to go save the world. And it ends on this really dark note, and that's where he's at. And I mean, if you think about some of it as well, the tone of it, he met Martha, who's been very helpful with him. He was going to abandon her like twice so far. He's having a good time with her. But he's not like having the same good time with her that he's had previously. That's really evident. That's not a David Tennant thing. That's the Doctor thing we're talking here.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But I think also it's just like the production has stepped up even more than the last 2 series. They really know what they're doing. Like,
it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's just really. I mean, I feel like this is a fairly cheap episode as well. It's not any like big set pieces really. It's just a few statues. The finale bit is in the TARDIS and the statues of 4 weeping angels. And actually, even the finale is them just trying to not blink and shut their eye. That's all it is in the house. It's not these huge sci-fi things. It's not these huge special effects or anything that you need. And you can tell a really effective story you don't need that big budget to do all of that stuff.
You just give time for it. There's so much. There's a lot of just good pace in this story.
And you feel like you really know Sally Sparrow quite well throughout all her interactions with the brother and with the policeman, and you just sort of know her life.
That whole thing with the policeman was brilliant. Like, the pacing of that entire thing was perfect. She meets him. He asks her out for a drink. She has a whole all fumbly thing. And she's obviously not, and then suddenly she comes back. So, I've got this. All goes wrong. And we then do see the Doctor with him, but he's, you gotta wait. And then she gets that phone call, and it is a really slow sound to the point where she's like, I'm gonna wait with you. Like, it's a really lovely, like, slowed down. It could have been really like sped through, like, well, you just need to give us information. We need to move on to the next point. It's lovely. It could have been a very quick, what are you doing here? And I'm about to die. I've waited this long. Oh, so I suppose it's you, whatever. It could have been a lot quicker, but it's not. It's like, he goes through his whole life. He goes on, explains like he got married to someone called Sally, and
nice. There's time for it. Yeah, because it's not rammed with all of these extra things. There's not tons of characters. It's just who she needs to meet at that time. And I think for her
as a character, and I think that's why it's so nice. There's not really a lot of music in this. There might have been, but I didn't feel like I'd been embodied with a load of music. Sometimes they'll have music over lots of stuff. If it was just very subtly in the background, very light in moments. And you could see her like processing like all these people that she's suddenly that have come into her life and then gone.
And I feel like this whole thing for Sally happens over what, like 2 days at the most? It just
Oh, at
or a
most.
day
It's
even.
like, yeah. Well, she goes the night before and it's the next day. In the evening. This is literally like within a day.
Yeah, it all
24
just
hours, if
happened.
that.
The bit with the Doctor and Martha where he meets them, that's fun because she says she's working in a shop and they're in the 60s, and there's a comic, I've got it somewhere, a graphic novel, and it's Jodie Whittaker and her companions, and they're in the 60s and they meet the Doctor and Martha at that time, and they fight Autons in the shop that they're working at. It's a whole story, and they all team up, and it's Martha. She's in that same outfit working in the shop. That's quite fun. Yeah, I'm glad they do turn up and they get a little bit.
I like moments like that because it just reminds you as well of like the adventures that go on that we don't see. Even that at the end when he's running off with a bow and arrow.
And she's like, "Quick, Doctor, migration starting." Yeah, and really the finale and the main thing of this whole story is them with the angels face to face, not being able to blink. Again, great for kids in the playground and to do, and to be weeping angels. If it translates into the playground, which I'm sure it did, then you've won, haven't you? It's great. What else? Oh, and when he's writing down the conversation, he's doing shorthand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw on like the screen there was all those symbols, and I was like, what is shorthand? And I looked up a YouTube video of like how to do shorthand.
Yeah, you
It's
have
the
to
most
learn it.
confusing thing I have ever seen. I was like, why would you ever want to do shorthand? I would spend half my
My
time.
mum used to be able to do a bit of shorthand.
I don't understand it. It's like you write down a word, but you take out half the lines, and it's like it's a whole new alphabet. You have to learn a whole new alphabet to do shorthand. I'd rather just quickly write down the full word so I know what I've written down. I wouldn't be able to know what I wrote down if it's a load of symbols. I just can't get my head around it. I cannot compute how shorthand saves time in any way.
Because when someone's talking really like normal and quick, and you have to get like exactly what they've said. Got hiccups, I'll start that again. I'm a nightmare to record tonight. Because when someone's like talking really fast and you have to get down everything they've exactly said in the moment, that's why. So it's usually used for like, it used to be used. I mean, now we don't. We have like such good audio equipment stuff. You can go back. But like my mum knew shorthand when she was a nurse. She was a secretary before, but she used it a lot when she was a nurse. Because you have like patient doctor note, like a doctor would be saying like something about a patient, and she just write it in shorthand. Because you have to write exactly what is wrong with that patient, and you can't get that wrong. So she put it in shorthand and then write down from those notes into full.
I just can't get it. I think my dad mentioned like there was a secretary he knew that did like it's like 270 something words a minute or something.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? I mean, I'm terrible. Notes for the podcast. I write down fast. I write fast. Cannot read any of it back. But if I did shorthand, I definitely wouldn't be able to read any of it back because I wouldn't understand what I've put down.
No, because you have to learn it.
Anyway, there's a load of YouTube how to do shorthand YouTube tutorials. If anyone wants to try, I might give it another go. But I only watched like a few minutes of it, and I was like, this is just impossible. Anyway, he manages to write down the whole conversation of Sally Sparrow and the Doctor in shorthand. That's how we have the Blink conversation. They should print that in Doctor Who magazine as a souvenir.
See if we can work it out.
Oh, what else have I got here? I'm just looking at my shorthand notes here. Oh, I put Doctor hologram at balcony. So when they go into the TARDIS.
Oh, yeah, the one that comes up, yeah.
The one that comes up. And then there's a
Mini
shot.
Doctor, I called it.
You called it what?
Mini Doctor.
Mini Doctor turns up. There's a shot, though, of the ceiling. And we were talking about the ceiling the other week.
Yeah.
The camera pans up to the column, because they're looking up, but the TARDIS is dematerialising around. They have put a ceiling in there. So I didn't see the chameleon arch hanging down though. So obviously he's not put that back. And it's really clever the way it ends with the 4 angels looking at each other, so they can't move. Although I was thinking when they get up, they sort of stand in the vision, so you are sort of blocking it. Oh, but I suppose they're looking at it at that time.
At the time, because they were rocking the box, weren't they? So each side would have been covered. The box dematerializes, and then they just see each other.
Yeah. And I was watching really carefully that they didn't like touch the angels when they were like climbing out, and I don't think, because I feel like if you touch it,
But they've turned to stone because they've seen each other.
okay, there's probably more to work out there, but never mind.
I mean, like I did sort of say this to James actually. So right, so she sat there, she's like, "We've just got the shop," and he's like, "Yeah." It's like a year later, and she's like, you know, she goes out, she sees the doctor. She's like, "Oh, I get it. Here's all the notes about me." And then he comes out with his milk, and she just grabs his hand, and they walk in the shop. And I just turned to him, I went, "She's going to bang him now."
Oh my God, I thought that as well.
All that worry, like, but how did he know? That's how. Sorted it. Right, we can have sex now. That's what that sort of said to me.
Well, no, because he says it when he comes out, he's like, "Isn't this getting in the way of?"
Yeah. And she's like, "We just have a shop. That's it." Like, shuts him down. And then she's like, "Oh, that explains it. There you go." Takes his hand, leads him back in. I was like, "Yep, they're going to go and bang."
You don't see him finding out about his sister or being particularly upset about any of
Yeah,
that.
you do. There's very briefly because she has pictures of it, doesn't she?
At the end, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you don't see. She must have explained it.
Yeah. And that's maybe why it's a year later as well.
Yeah, because she's gone through those pictures and he's obviously seen them before and said,
Yeah, it's just a really great story. It doesn't, like, you can just sit and watch it and it just flies by. It's a fun story. And yeah, it was voted like the #1 story at some point as well. I mean, that was last week and this week as well, to have those two great stories back to back in this series. And I think it is better than Stephen Moffat when he did the Girl in the Fireplace one, which we liked as well. And that had sort of similar, similar themes and stuff. That's what he does. But I feel like it's much better in this type of story. Yeah, I think I mean, again, it's so great. I mean, we're not going to say anything negative about it, I don't think.
No, it is. It's great. I really enjoyed it.
Like I say, I mean, I think it might get a lot of Oscars. We shall see.
We'll find out.
It's a difficult one to beat. It is really a difficult one to beat. And it's still the one that people remember nowadays from, like, New Who. I mean, it has... No other story has had such a big impact. I mean, before this, it would have been like the Gas Mask Child one. Everyone was going, that had a big impact on audience. Like, I'm talking about general audience now. Like, oh, did you see Doctor Who, the one with the Gas Mask Child? Now it's like the Weeping Angels one. Everyone loves, everyone will love the Weeping Angels forevermore. So, and there's they've done Weeping Angels on audio.
Of course they have. I mean, I don't know how it works on audio. You'll have to explain that one to me.
I don't know. They have done it on audio. There's one with Peter Davison, your favourite Doctor.
But they don't make any noise. They don't spit. Nothing happens. There's no noise.
Well, they describe what's going on. It's Peter Davison and Leonardo da Vinci and the Weeping Angels.
Right.
That's a good story. Yeah, they've turned up a few times on audio. There's ways of doing it.
There's always ways.
I'm really surprised. I mean, if Carey Mulligan hadn't have gone on to like do Amazing in Hollywood, I'm sure she would have had her own Big Finish series. But obviously,
I'm sure that she could have been a companion. I'm sure they would have brought her back as a companion.
They would have brought her back, and yeah, if she was more like a
Sally
TV
Sparrow
actress
as a companion.
Yeah, if she was more of a TV actress, we would have got Sally Sparrow Adventures Big Finish box set 100%. But not unfortunately, but very well deserved. She's gone on to do Hollywood, and she's probably a bit too expensive for Doctor Who audios now. Oh my God, did I tell you? This was ages ago when after I saw Wicked, I was like, I wonder if Jonathan Bailey has done any audio. He's done a couple of Doctor Who audios, Jonathan Bailey, before he went to Hollywood. He's in a few.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, everyone's done an audio, apart from Carey Mulligan. So, yeah, very memorable. I think that's all we got to say on Blink, really.
Well, whenever I think of Carey Mulligan, I think her husband, you know who her husband is, don't you?
No.
Marcus Mumford.
Oh, yes. Have we had this conversation? Have we had this conversation?
Yeah, like Mumford and Sons. Whenever I think of Mumford and Sons, I think of...
the church. Mumford and Sons, the popular band which their parents
Started
founded
the UK Vineyard.
their parents started the UK Vineyard Church, and their son is part of Mumford and Sons, and Mumford and Sons married Carey Mulligan, who is in Blink.
Marcus
There we
Mumford.
go.
She didn't marry a band. She married.
Yeah, so she's married to them. So there we go. That's the links.
They were
there.
apparently, I can't remember, like I might not have this correct, but they knew each other like growing up and stuff. Like they were like at camps and stuff together. So she must come from like a Christian background or something. And like when they both got famous, that's how they sort of like they knew each other growing up and like got together and they were both famous.
Yeah.
It's something like that. But whenever I think of Carey Mulligan, I think you're married to Marcus Mumford and your parents started Vineyard Church. That's what I think.
There we go. Do you know that is true because we didn't have a conversation. I read it on a Wikipedia page. I don't know why I was reading that. I was reading it about. There was something I was reading about.
Childhood pen pals.
Oh, that's
Apparently.
nice. Oh, there we are. I think that's the end of the episode. The only things I was going to say at the beginning of the episode, just referring to my notes here, I was going to say this episode will be going out beginning of March. I was going to say, well done everyone for getting through February, because we did say, well done everyone for getting through January, because it was dark and rainy.
And lasted 60 days, yeah.
February has just been exactly the same as January. So now March is starting.
I feel like February's been quicker, which it always is. February is always a quicker month. I always say, and I've always said this, you'll remember this from when we worked together, Mark, that February is the universe's way of rewarding us for getting through January. Because February is so much shorter, your payday comes quicker.
Yes, true. Well, was it Monday yesterday? Yes, it was. It was Monday yesterday. I had a quick look on eBay Monday morning, and I saw a Big Finish Doctor Who set that I really want, and it's really rare, and I hadn't seen it on eBay before, and I saw it, and I was like, I could get this. It's a bit expensive, but Klarna will be my friend on this one, and I could get this. And I thought, you know what? I've got so much to do today. When I finish work on Monday, that is going to be my reward for getting through all of Monday. And I was thinking about it all day. I was like, I'll just get through this, and then anyway, it went through to the evening. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and get that thing. And couldn't log into eBay. It took ages because I forgot my password, all of that. And I went back to the page and someone had bought it and it had gone. I was like, no. And, I mean, I wish you could have seen like the excitement of me going there and then the disappointment. Only the FBI agent in my laptop saw the emotions of me not being able to get this Big Finish box set. I was like, I should have just done it first thing in the morning when I saw it, but I thought, no, I'll wait. I had the window up all day and then I closed it, couldn't get back in, and then someone's bought it and it's gone. No. So it was not meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be then.
No, it was quite expensive anyway, but I'm sure it'll come up again. But that was my Monday. There we are. That's the end of the episode, everyone.
That's it. That's what we're going to end on Mark's Monday.
I need to tell you about next week. So the next one is called Utopia. Did you see the preview?
I did a bit, yeah. I can't remember it though, I'll be honest. I did see it, but I can't remember it. I feel like it's going to be a long one.
Well, okay. We'll have this discussion. Some people say that it's like a standalone episode, and others people say that it's part of like more than one episode.
Okay.
As we head towards the end of the series.
Okay.
We're going to do it just as the one, although it sort of ends on not everything gets resolved by the end of the episode, but it's not like a part 1, part 2 situation. It's up for interpretation this time. So we're going to do it as one.
Yeah, it felt long. Well,
this was in the preview, so I'm going to mention it. We find out where Captain Jack went at the end of Torchwood.
Yes, I did. So that was it. I do remember seeing Captain Jack in it. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to carry on from when he ran off and left all that paperwork flying around in the air. What happened? This is how we finally know. So yeah, excited about that. Okay, now it's the end of the episode. We've said it like 3 times.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, okay, everyone. We'll see you all next week then for Utopia. You can find us on the social medias at 2WatchWho and at patreon.com/2WatchWho. Thanks for everyone that's joined us on there.
Yeah,
for your support.
Just before we came on, I was just reading some of the comments and some of the things like that. So it's always lovely to say thank you.
Yeah, and you can always give us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen as well. That'd be
Give us
nice.
some stars or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, give us some, 5 stars preferably.
Yeah, that'd be nice. If you want to give us less, then please don't bother.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone says. It's like you sort of have to, well, you don't have to, but...
You don't have to, but the preference is there, you know?
Preference is there, yeah.
4 or 5 would be lovely.
Do you know what? We're nearly at 300 episodes.
Oh my gosh. We've been doing it long enough.
Were you like, is that all? Only 300.
300 episodes is a lot of episodes. I wasn't this grey when we started, I can tell you that.
I wasn't this bold.
Me either.
I think the biotin is working though. It is like
Is it
I think
thickening
it has
up?
helped. It has helped.
Yeah.
We're both touching our bald spots now, listeners.
We are.
Right, okay. This is time to go.
This is
Okay,
time
see you
to
next
go.
week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
2 Watch Who.